Hey everybody, welcome back to Over a Pipe and another pleasant Sunday smoke over a pipe indeed. Today is a simple one. We're going to get into the tobacco advent questions and then we're going to get into your comments and questions. I'm so glad to have you there. If you haven't liked, shared, and subscribed the channel, please do so. Hit the notification bell. There's been some esotericas floating around. All right, let's get into the questions from Seth and Scott, Markwood Men's Breakfast Club. If you've not subscribed their channel, please do because it's so good. I love that channel. So, question for day 8. What is your best scar story? And I took this 2 different ways. As in, what was your best scar story? As in, like, the best scar you had, and wow, that's amazing. Or the fisherman's tale, like the biggest fish caught, that whole nine yards. And so basically, like, what was the biggest story or the best story you came up with? When I was younger, I'd had surgery. I had surgery, and I was so embarrassed for the scars that I actually told people I'd gotten in a knife fight. I kid you not. I don't know why I was embarrassed, but I was embarrassed. I told people I'd gotten in a knife fight. Terrible. But you know, you do stupid things when you're young. Do stupid things when you're older. By the way, I'm smoking the Latakia Flake number 9 by Brebbia. It is so good and creamy. Day 9. The question was, are you a good dancer? I used to be a good dancer. When we lived in Florida, we would go and do salsa dancing all the time. So much fun. That's back when I was way thinner. And it was just a lot. It was great. It was great times. But when you're doing salsa is a very simple yet complex. It's simple in the form of the steps, but it's very complex in what you're doing while dancing. So it's a lot of fun. Latin dances are great. The pinchata, like you name it, they're all fun. But I remember salsa dancing with my wife, and it was a blast. Day 10. Have you ever been told you looked like someone famous? Yes. When I was much thinner for a time, especially when we were dancing, somebody said I looked like John Travolta. It's great. I was like, a little Saturday Night Fever. But then in recent years, a lady approached me and told me, she was like, wow, you look just like this guy. I was like, yeah, I get that a lot. She's like, yeah, you absolutely look like this guy from Game of Thrones. I was so excited. I was like, yeah, call me Jon Snow. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, who? Samuel Tarly. And the mortification on her face when she saw my reaction, was worth that whole interaction. I was like, who? She was like, oh. Day 11 was, if you had one meal that you could have for the rest of your life, what would it be? That's a tough one because I've been doing keto for so long that one meal the rest of my life. I would say sushi, but sushi you can definitely get too much of. But sushi would be top of my list. That or tacos, hard shell. I mean, I guess, is it one specific food? Because, like, could I order, like, the number 13 at the local Mexican restaurant? Maybe that's it. It's one meal. Probably like the meal probably that I would do would be like at the Hibachi Grill, where I can get like my steak, shrimp, chicken, rice, and a side of sushi. That would be my, if I could have that for the rest of my life with fried rice. Money. Do you remember your first Christmas with your firstborn? Yeah. And it was a long flight over to Texas. Very long flight with a very young baby. And that's where we celebrated Christmas with the in-laws. Long flight, not fun. And you know, I'm kind of with Seth on this. It's, you know, it's you. The enjoyment really comes in those later years when they get older and they're so excited and you can play with them and do fun stuff. Oh yeah. Um. Day 13 was, if aliens landed and approached you and said, hey, we wanted to take you home, would you do it? And they were talking about probing and everything else in the video. And I was like, if they're wanting to take you home, is that what usually happens? Like when you pick somebody up, you know, like if somebody Ubers and the Uber person pulls up and says, hey, you ready to go home? I don't think they're going to probe me. And if they probe me, we're going to have a problem. I feel like if aliens were saying, hey, we're going to take you home, that I don't think there would be probing involved. I don't think. You might have diagnoses and, you know, scans and treatments and stuff to make sure you can survive or whatever, or if you've got bacteria or infections. But I would absolutely not go unless I was taking my family. That's an easy one. If I was a teenager, let's go. Let's go. Last Starfighter all day long. Kudos to anybody that remembers that movie. And day 14 was a really good one. This one inspired a lot of thought process. It was one of those things that said, it's like, what would your memoirs be? All that kind of stuff. This one was, when you die, what do you want to be remembered for? To be honest, for me, I don't want to be remembered for anything more than I was the best Christian I could be. I was the best father I could be, and the best husband that I could be, and the best son and brother. Those are the things that I want to be remembered for, and the best friend. That category, that's all I want to be. If I can be remembered for those things, then I feel like I was successful. What about you? Have you answered these questions? What would your answers be to these questions? Why don't you put some down below? That way we can hear it. But now we're going to get into your questions and comments and concerns. We will start with George the Green Coblin, who 6 days ago said, "Thanks for all the info. I smoked," and this was on, I forget what it was. I forget what the tobacco was. "Thanks for all the info. I smoked this in the shed outside when it's freezing cold and covered in snow." Usually means I don't smoke, which usually means I don't smoke. Hashtag ask over a pipe. How do you get in poopy sign constantly being late for functions because you're making YTPC? How do I not get into crap? How do I not get in trouble? Because So Stephen Anthony 6 days ago said, "Martin, I cracked open and tried a tin of Cabby's mixture a few days ago, and it was pretty foul. What do I do with the tobacco that I don't like?" And he even said, problem, and there was a response to this where I think somebody else had responded, they need to sell her or something like that. And I think it was Gamecock Piper who actually did the response to him. And the guy said, hashtag or at Gamecock Piper, "Problem is I don't know anybody else," because Gamecock Piper told him you could trade it, you could sell it, you could do whatever you want with it. And he said, "I don't know anybody else who smokes a pipe except for the little people inside my computer who talk to me like you and Martin." And and I asked, I said, "What does it smell like? What's the issue you're having? Are you used to smoking English blends, things like that?" And then down below, he says, "I deleted my previous comment because I just had a game-changing smoke. Disregard what I previously said about Cabby's mixture. It looks like I just had a bad day when I first cracked the tin. I had about 7 to 8 coins laid out on a piece of paper that had spent about 48 hours drying, and I packed them up and gave them a try about 30 minutes ago, and it was a completely different experience. It looks like I had to let whatever was in the tobacco off gas for a little while, and now it has mellowed out to be more what I had expected. I'm going to pour the entire rest of the tin out onto a piece of paper and let it sit a day or two and see how things go." There you go. Problem solved. A lot of times in those, I would venture to check the pipe because that, in a lot of times, can be the main issue. Let's see. The George the Green Coblin, I believe you're referring Mark from Tobacco Pipes International. He does the cigar and tampers. Great video. I was talking about the actual cigar I had, which was amazing, and how I'd love to have a tamper made for that. So thanks for that. That was great. Hashtag ask over a pipe. Some people prefer a cigar over a pipe or vice versa if they are stressed or had a hard day's work. In any of those situations, what would you prefer to unwind or relax, a pipe or a cigar? And that depends. When I'm at home, it's a pipe all day long. If I'm going to If I'm going out to, let's say, a cigar bar, pipe or cigar. If I'm coming home from work, or if I don't have a pipe bag or anything like that with me, a cigar all day long. So it just really depends on the situation. I like them all. I'm not overly choosy between them, or if I just have a hankering for something. Thanks. Appreciate the question. I'd also pose the statement that I think that the mayor, Derek Tant, and his secretary, Max from Gribley's Folly, should do a moonshine compilation, because, well, Derek Tant's mixing booze, and Gribley likes to go out in the woods and do his survival thing. So I'm like, this is a whole new moonshiners. I mean, they could probably get casted on moonshiners. It's in North Carolina. It's like moonshining capital. I don't know. You tell me. I think it's a great idea. I love it. Let's see. Blessed Sunday to you too, brother. Start with an apology for this is from Angus Modron LaFay. My apologies for my bad/chaotic grammar in my comments. I promise that in the future I won't work on two laptops in the same time. Right now I'm working on my egg-shaped blowfishish pipe, being inspired by my eternal muse, the divine Nana Iverson. I just adore her pipes, but I'm afraid I can't afford them at the moment. Brightest blessings. I can't afford them either. And my grammar... Did we say grammar? We probably shouldn't have said grammar. Who has grammar? Let's see. New Jersey Piper. This tamping method works well. We're talking about the tamping method that I've been doing, which is not working for me right now. The tamping method that I use for flakes, as basically as you're drawing, as that draw lightens up, you should tamp, and it will reduce the amount of relights that you have to do. He said, just watched this video while smoking an entire bowl of Mac Baren Navy Flake in my Savinelli 116 KS without a single relight. That's right, people. Dry tobacco, medium firm pack, done. You're on it, man. You're on it. And then he put hashtag ask over a pipe or over a pipe. At over a pipe. I'm not sure why, but I've been drawing while tamping since I started smoking a pipe. I guess when I noticed how much it helped get the smoke going, I just kept doing it. When I see people tamping away and not drawing, it seems strange to me. It seems strange to me too. Kurt Maxson, great to see you, brother. Kurt from Florida. God bless you. God bless America. Pipe and Tobacco commented on the cigar. Camacho Triple Maduro is my favorite cigar. Don't know the shape, size, but they are not available here anymore. Take care. Gosh, I hate hearing how that stuff is just not available. It irks me to no end, because I love this stuff and I think it's I just don't like when I find out that other people can't get it. Let's see. Kentucky Codger was replying. We were talking about his mixture for haunted bookshop that he does, and he goes, over a pipe. I don't call it haunted crack house for nothing. Maybe put away a few ounces and do the Pepsi challenge in 6 months. Could be fun. Max from Gribley's Folly says, any pipe smoker who doesn't have it stockpiled, he's talking about the H.H. McBaron, what is it? The Old Dark Fired. He says, any pipe smoker who doesn't have this stockpiled is suspect. I don't disagree. I'm not going to lie to you. I really don't disagree. Padre Piper commented on me. Haha, moisture, that deer. That was funny. Good video, my friend. Padre, I'm glad that you're getting better. I noticed that you were sick for a while, and I'm very glad you're getting better. Hopefully you have a lot of blessings over there. Herferville commented on the McBaron HH Old Dark Fired. Good stuff. I enjoy HH Latakia as well. I can't wrap my taste buds around their burly flake, though, which kind of pisses me off. I really wanted to like it. Enjoy the rest of your week. You know what? Cellar that stuff. Cellar it. Come back to it. I think that's easily something that you can do that will probably help out. Paul the Scandinavian also commented on the HH Old Dark Fired video. One of the very best tobaccos on earth. Speaking of English-style flakes, whether it contains or not Latakia is not crucial and definitive, but instead hot pressing is. For instance, the Gawith and Hogarth. What was it? The Gawith and Hogarth Gawith and Hogarth flakes are hot pressed, and only a few contain Latakia, but it will be hard to find more English/British flake tobacco than Gawith and Hogarth offerings. Thank you. Your review, much appreciated. You're welcome. You're all very, very welcome. Let's see. Of course, when I did my blends to rule them all, I did choose the HH Old Dark Fired, which was well received by many. Paul the Scandinavian agreed. One of the very best tobaccos on earth. Pipe Tobacco. I knew it was HH Old Dark Fired. Will impress you. Take care. Yanez. Kirk Maxon comment. Nice to see you, brother. I'm 62, disabled, vet, U.S. Navy. Thank you for your service. On the fixed income, what you doing, brother? I get a good family that I stay with, and my wife, she's disabled too, but we keep on going. Man, Kirk, my heart goes out to you, especially during the holidays. We can hang out with a family of 6. Peace, brother. Happy holiday. Happy holidays to you too. And I appreciate your service like crazy, and I hope everybody else does as well. I'm sure they do. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday, a wonderful Christmas. Bless you. Let's see. Barbed Wire commented on the one blend to rule them all. I like Dark Strong over Old Dark Fired, but they are both in my 16 blend rotation. I'm working on Haunted Bookshop. It's not for me. I'm giving away the rest of the 10. Thanks for the video. Cellar that sucker. Cellar it. It'll be good later. I promise you. Old Mel Harris, he agrees. I always appreciate you. Wildcat Sam knew it was going to be Old Dark Fired. Rafat Kaglian, great comparison. Thank you. Loved the tea. And then I had my video where I was doing a live stream, and apparently it was muted, and I didn't know to unmute the thing. It was such a pain. Then the blends for the month came in, and people commented. Martin's suggestion: when you post these monthly blend videos, to try, could you put the link to the original YTPC video when you mention the list for the whole year? Okay, so he is referring to the list that I have that I go through on my monthly rotation. As in right now we're in Virginia Latakia blends. January is going to be English blends. February will be Balkan blends, and so on. I will try to see if I can find a link for that video. If not, if I don't like the way the video looks, I might just redo it. I might redo it and just I might even give some comments on what I think the overall experience has been, and if that's something I'm going to continue or change it up or whatnot. So I appreciate that question. I'm gonna take a look. Let's see. I like the seasonal. This is from Scott Wright. I like the seasonal monthly blends because you can change them each year as to what blends to smoke. Also, perhaps promoting bulk versus 10. Thanks. That's also a consideration. I've always went with 10 just because, A, it's got the good 10 art that I can show you. And, when I was doing like Haunted Bookshop, I had the bulk and I was only able to show you my jar. Yeah, it was okay. But I typically try to do the 10s partially for the aesthetic in the review. Claude Hardwood commented on the new blends. Thank you for the heads up on the Esoterica blends. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have any Esoterica blends at all. Claude, that is the point of this channel is to get these blends to you as quickly as possible and provide you with the best pipe smoking experience you can have, my friend. George the Green Coblin commented, let's see, I believe you're, we've already read that one. And you know what? Let's see. We're going to end. Let's see. Nicholas commented on the live stream. Appreciate it. I picked up some And So to Bed. I'm glad you did. I hope you comment about it and how you liked it. Let us know. We want to know. The more people that talk about all the blends that we smoke, the better idea we have of what we're going to like. I mean, and we've got to end this on Ohm Howard, that critic. Ohm Howard commented on the blends. I do enjoy me some Latakia. Yabos would be so much easier if they just marked the box with open this end first. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Thanks. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Well, that's going to do it for this video. I appreciate everybody that stopped by. Please like, share, and subscribe. You know what? We're just having a ton of fun. It's the holiday season. Ho, 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 as Ohm Howard would say. This is Martin from Over a Pipe. We're going to sign off. There's a little smoke floating right there. Does anybody ever catch when I see something floating in front of my face? Anyways, get out of here. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We're probably going to see some more esotericas dropping. Pay attention. I'm going to bring to you all the ones I can when I'm available to research it and find it. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you.